welcome back to another episode of the Cynical Podcast. I'm Dion.
I'm Elliott.
And I'm Jake. Today we're talking about Canon Films, a company known infamously for its output of films in the 80s that varied in quality, to put it lightly. One of my favourites of theirs is Bloodsport.
Peak.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Bloodsport? No. Right, okay. So Bloodsport, basically,
is Mortal Kombat.
It's the quote-unquote true story of a liar who he goes to it's Cambodia or something like that. Frank Dukes. He basically sneaks into this tournament where they do like this secret underground tournament where all the greatest fighters in the world come and they kick each other's asses and everything. But it's falsehood. There's no way this could possibly be a true story. It's because they do the whole Enter the Dragon thing as well, where it's I'm sure it's
Young in it.
Bolo Young's in it, and it's a really sort of illegal drug racket scheme or something like that. Probably they're all really dodgy criminals. And then there's the big hairy guy who's a sidekick. I love him. He's so good in this. But
you're making me want to watch this now.
It's really fun. It's it's genuinely quite good. It's one of the best kind of 80s martial arts films where the martial arts bits are really good and everything else is really cheesy and quite bad, which is kind of what you need sometimes. I like
It's a massive guilty pleasure.
It's such a guilty pleasure. It has a fucking Stan Bush theme song as well. Yeah. Fight to Survive.
Yeah.
It's it is a tune.
Epic.
It's so epic.
Jesus.
And so you get that.
Nice.
So you get that kicking in the credits and the people are chanting Kumite on the song and it's Kumite.
You are that sounds like
it's really
insane.
good.
It's such an 80s film, but
it
it's
really
so
is,
good.
Yeah.
His character Frank Dukes in that was the inspiration for Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
I remember that. I heard about that. I didn't know it came from Bloodsport.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Does he do the kick and
he does the nut punch,
the punch and the nads thing, which became the Johnny Cage thing in Mortal Kombat, but they do that first here.
Is Bloodsport not connected to the Vin Diesel film, which I thought was
it's not. Well, not unfortunately. Fortunately, it has nothing to do with that. It's its own thing. It's they call it Bloodsport because they do they kill each other?
So they engage in Bloodsport? Is what they say.
Do they decapitate people?
They do. It's not quite that bad, but they fight dirty. So there's the famous shot of the famous shot of Jean-Claude Van Damme in it where he gets sand thrown in his eyes and then he's and he's looking with wide eyes.
Disoriented screaming is so funny.
I like that. Have you seen somebody took that shot and they edited it so it looked like he was all four members of a band.
Oh.
So there's they put a microphone in front of him. He's it's I love all of that. But like I say, you were saying, Bolo Young is in it, who was in Enter the Dragon. He's
fantastic. He's such a
huge
good performer
guy, and he's really, really good in this.
This came out roundabout after Enter the Dragon, right?
Yeah, this
was 10 years after.
There's a lot of similarities with the idea this is a tournament from.
Yeah. Well, if I know canon, I'm assuming what they did was they were we need to make Enter the Dragon. What can we do with Enter the Dragon? Why don't we make it's not on an island, it's underground. We get the guy from Enter the Dragon, we'll get Jean-Claude Van Damme, and they were right, okay, shoot it, straight away.
Was Jean-Claude Van Damme a big name then?
He was picked up.
One of his first.
Yeah, he was kind of made a star by Canon.
Because I remember Canon was well known for making all of his films pretty much.
Yeah,
basically.
It's legitimately a Canon collection of those films.
It started him off. This and Cyborg were his big pushes, but this one is early Van Damme.
I heard Bloodsport.
Very early Van Damme, but it's probably my favourite Van Damme.
This is my favourite.
Yeah,
maybe
I think
this or either Time Cop probably.
Yeah,
Time Cop is so good.
Yeah.
But it was the first one I remember watching, and I didn't have that much of an awareness of Canon films at the time. I just knew that logo. They've got a great logo also.
Yeah, neither did I. I watched this as when I was somewhere between 4 and 6, and I loved it.
You watch so many of these films.
Yeah.
You watch
such an
this
impressionable
and
age.
other films, which, by the way,
this on VHS.
18 plus
That's
films.
awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah,
I watched it I watched it before I was 18. The thing that made me watch it actually was has anybody seen the series Cobra Kai?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so in Cobra Kai when Johnny Lawrence first gets a laptop and the first thing he does is Google the film Bloodsport, and I was oh my god, if he likes it, then it must be good, and that was what made me watch it.
Because I was raised on all my dad is Johnny Lawrence with the movie taste. I was raised on Rocky IV, Rambo, Bloodsport, all of the proper 80s films.
Calmest movie night with dad, and you're watching the most action-packed 80s film.
I'm jealous because my mum and dad didn't allow me anything, but my nan allowed me anime and stuff, so it wasn't really.
You got a bit of
I got a bit.
Yeah. But anyway, I think Bloodsport is well worth watching. This is a good canon film. Okay, I'm gonna say
one
that
of many.
One of many, but
one of like 10.
Well, one of few.
There's
This is decent.
This is like it's not even like good by canon standards. I think it's just a good film. But anyway,
shall we
go on?
Talk about good canon film, which I actually think is probably one of my favorite films of all time. Highlander.
Yeah,
Highlander, the first one. No, we're not talking about the quick.
I feel like that one's famous enough that you forget that one isn't just like propped up by the canon.
No,
reputation.
it was bought out by Canon,
is...
and like I believe it wasn't in the UK, but in the US it was bought out Canon. But it was like this big.
Yeah, because I've got a VHS, or I had a VHS of it, and it doesn't have Canon on it anywhere. But
Canon, but I remember hearing that Canon pretty much produced it or did it in
they
America.
funded probably quite a lot of it. Well, I have a feeling they probably heard that Sean Connery was going to be in it, and they were like, "Yes,
Sean Connery is playing Egyptian white Scottish man.
He's a Scottish man who's also Egyptian
and Chinese,
but he speaks like with a Scottish accent.
He's Chinese, Egyptian.
He's everything.
Like, it's so weird.
It makes no sense.
And you got Clancy Brown as
I was going to say Mr. Krabs narrated during this film as well.
Yeah,
and this was like one of I forgot his name. The guy who plays the main character, but
Christopher Lambert.
Christopher Lambert's first English roles.
I don't think so.
You also have the love interest, who I don't know who she is. Who should play the love interest?
I cannot remember. I'm gonna you guys talk. I'm gonna Google it in the background.
Like there's like so much things in it, and it's like a lot of Scottish actors in it. But then you got Chris Lambert doing a very awful French Scottish accent. He's going,
his voice is always so
we
like he's smoked like a pack for like the past like 20 years.
Roxanne Hart is in it.
Oh, Roxanne. Okay.
Celia Imrie is in this? I do not remember her in that film. Anyway,
and then you got Queen playing the
soundtrack.
Yeah,
my God.
The soundtrack's like probably
you got like an unreleased version of New York, which never ever got released.
That's
it's
true.
mad.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Is that the bit where he's like driving, like
with Clancy Brown
driving around in a taxi and he's like
her.
kidnapped her? Yeah.
Very strange movie. Who wants to live forever?
Wants to be a millionaire.
That scene, no joke. Like taking away how cheesy this movie is, that scene always gets me. Like that scene is generally one of the most emotional scenes I've.
Like, no dialogue, just the music.
It's so good.
That's why it works, because he's not doing a stupid fucking voice. Like, you can get away with it because he's not going.
Even like Sean Connery's voice is awful in it.
Yeah, it's funny though.
He's just doing a Scottish accent. He's like, I'm gonna train you, mate. And it's like, all right.
What's the bit? There's a bit where Clancy Brown does like the Mr. Krabs laugh before that was a thing. He's like, I killed her and then I raped her family. Fuck. It's crazy. It's such a crazy movie. It's like so 80s.
Like you have like the opening sequence after the Scottish bit is legitimately Chris Lambert. Like slashing people up, like fucking knocking their heads off.
The most like boring sword fight. It's just them like.
Yeah, so good, so fucking.
I think the
funny.
fact that it is sword fights, I quite like though, because like they could have easily made it just like you could just gun them down, and that would be like, and then quickening. But like they don't. They do a full on duel, and that.
And then like the final battle, like gives you the final battle is amazing.
I love that.
People mock the CGI for being MTV CGI, but that's 2D drawn, isn't it?
I love that. It's that shot where he does there can only be one, and it like crashes right.
It's so good.
That shot's really cool.
I want to watch Highlander again though.
I know. I am so mad I missed a re-release. I was so upset.
Yeah,
when I was on holiday.
I must admit, I do think it's a bit overrated. Like I know, because we've talked about this before, and that's an unpopular opinion because I remember watching it.
No, a lot of people don't like it.
I watched it in like my initial spate of like you were saying, like it was another one. My dad was like, "Oh yeah, you got to watch this," and I watched it when I was younger. I thought it was really cool, and then I came back and watched it quite recently, and I was like, this actually isn't that good. I just remember there's the cool bits are still cool, but like as a film, I don't think it's
a fun ride.
Jake,
it's fun.
Jake,
exactly.
Even I am gonna say this, and I love my shitty films. Do not watch the sequels.
I wouldn't dare.
They are genuinely terrible.
You couldn't pay me.
Like the TV show's the only good thing out of it, and the anime.
They made a TV show.
The TV show's really good. Yeah.
Oh, was that the animated one?
There was an anime one, and there was also a live action TV show.
Ah, wow! They got a lot of fucking money out of Highlander.
Yeah, they made 5 films. They made 5 films, 1, 2, and 3, and then you had the TV show, which had movies, which had Christopher Lambert come back
so strange.
to be killed off.
Oh my god!
And then the 5th one, and then
how can you kill him? He's the only one.
Because
it's
a passing on a torch bit.
Oh right.
Did Sean Connery also come back in the second one?
Yeah, he's an alien.
What?
Yeah, pretty much you find out the Scottish people are aliens.
Oh,
just like real life.
Well, that seems a bit racist.
And then they made a director's cut where they retconned it, but they just made him evil.
Oh my god! Actually, I do remember like looking it up, and I read the summary, and it was one of those things. It was like you couldn't believe this. This is like, it's the most unbelievable thing.
Pretty much the film was like a production mess because the director was originally.
I wonder why.
The director wanted to make something else, but they did, and even then, both of the ideas were shit.
Was the second one a canon film?
Don't think so.
I don't think it was.
Oh.
No.
I would have given them a little bit of leeway or like a little bit of freedom if it was them.
I think it was actually a UK production.
Christ, wow. Well, this is a total tangent, but I have to talk about this because this was really weird to me. Canon owned cinemas in the UK. Yeah. They owned a cinema chain, which I was like, what? Really?
They had VHS like openings and stuff?
Yeah. So they had that, and apparently I'm sure they like owned a cinema up here, and that was a Canon cinema. And I was like, wow. So that's like really bizarre to me that this like company is like so American, so like get rich quick. But like
Canon was big in the UK.
They were big in the UK.
They were more bigger than America.
Were they really? I didn't know they were that big over here.
They were big here because a lot of people nowadays, like a lot of people I watched, like action and stuff, grew up on Canon
films. Yeah,
because like on the streams, he would show Canon films because they were big.
They did show a lot of them because my dad had seen he saw Superman 4 on release. He saw Bloodsport and I think Cyborg as well
when they came out.
Yeah, because I remember he said he watched them at Redcar. And
Redcar,
and he
so
said,
cool.
And he said everyone booed at the end of Superman 4.
Doesn't Superman 4? It ends on the same shot that every single Superman
Him smiling
film.
At the camera.
They reused that shot 4 times over 10 years. How did they get away with that? And that's not even like a criticism leveled specifically at Superman 4. That's just like in general. Superman 2 does it, Superman 3 does it, and Superman 4. What
was it?
How do they do that?
Was it all reshot?
No, it's the exact same shot from the end of the first 70s Superman film, which is crazy to me.
Which is funny I mentioned.
Go on, let's
I
segue
watched
nicely.
it today, Superman 4 on the train, mind you.
Tell me what that experience was like.
It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
The best thing.
Yeah. And,
it's what they would have wanted. Yeah. It was the canon intention.
So, just for people, I've made a page of notes on Superman 4 because there's so much to say about it. And I noticed that they used the same shot of Superman flying with the blue screen 18 times.
Wow, okay. There's cost cutting and then there's that.
Yeah,
I mean,
the film was all cost cutting.
It was all cost cutting.
Because the budget was nothing. It was 17 million compared to like Superman the movies, like the first one, 55 million budget.
They used blue screen for all of it?
Yeah.
17 million is insane. I mean, even in 80s money. What does it take to get a superhero film made nowadays? Like 300 billion or something like that. It's like unbelievable.
It's funny because the biggest movie at the time in the 80s was Rambo 3.
Okay.
And,
what?
Yeah. And I don't know where the budget goes. Probably the explosions, but with Superman 4, the director was said we want to do all this. We want to have these massive fights with him and Nuclear Man in space, and the people at Canon were we can't afford this.
We literally
Master of the Universe
because we've siphoned your money
Master of the Universe is too good to waste. Let's scrap Superman 4 and give you 17 mil.
I think the Superman 4, Master of the Universe, a lot of those films they made, I mean, I know they have the reputation for being the films that killed the studio.
Yeah.
But I think people attribute that to them being bad. That's not why they killed the studio. They killed the studio because the studio thrived because they were making films for less than 10 million, less than 5 million. They were making really cheap, really exportable
Chuck Norris films.
Films that literally they could just sell.
They were also buying out films.
They were buying out films. They were buying they would make the worst films known to man, but as long as they had a fairly recognizable actor in them or actress or something like that, they could be okay, we can sell this. The whole process, their whole ethos fascinates me because they were making films. They were getting the funding to make the film before they'd actually made it.
Yeah.
By basically saying, we've got this film we want to sell you. They'd show them the poster. They'd say, this is what it's going to be. This film's going to be amazing. And they'd be like, okay, yeah, we'll buy that film.
I was showing Elliott beforehand, but there was VHS promos and stuff like Spider-Man.
It's crazy.
They had the Spider-Man film cooked up. They had Captain America. They had the rights to take his chainsaw.
It was supposed to be after the Spider-Man film, but like Superman did that bad. Like,
it killed them. Yeah.
It killed them because they'd spent too much money and they just couldn't afford.
They
to
were
keep
originally
going to
show Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Well, they did. They made Texas.
Did they?
Yeah, they made Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
They helped produce it, I think.
No, they 100. I'm fairly sure it's 100% a canon films. They put the money in because they had basically. Groom's not the right word, but they basically took Tobe Hooper under their wing and gave him money to make all the films he wanted to. So that was how we got Life Force, Invaders from Mars, because they were letting him make those because they were deep down thinking one of these days he's going to come to us and he's going to make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel, and that's going to make fucking millions. Like, it's going to make us rich beyond our wildest dreams. And eventually they kind of like said, right, time's ticking, Toby. Can we like crack on and make a sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre now? And he did, and they hated it.
Because and we loved it.
We love it but they hated it because they were expecting another gritty horror. No color.
It's like a spoof.
It's like a spoof. But the thing that cracked me up in the documentary is when they're saying they put the Breakfast Club parody poster up on Hollywood Boulevard and they were surprised it wasn't a real horror film. What the hell were they thinking? Like, what did they expect?
I need to watch this documentary because
it's so it's. Because the thing is, I knew I wasn't going to have time to watch like everything they ever made, so I thought I want to watch this because that'll give me like a sort of snippet of everything they made. But it was just fascinating, like the way they made these films. I don't know how they ever got any money in the first place, really.
Going back to Superman 4, like it's one of the most like troubled productions ever. It's because like the like you said, there was like no budget.
Yeah.
It was also during the 1980s writer's strike.
Oh god.
So with like Living Daylights, Halloween 4, and the Batman 89. Like all of them.
Know about that. Actually, that's really interesting.
Wasn't I forgot his name. He didn't want to come back as Superman, did he?
No, Christopher Reeve.
He did. Yeah,
he didn't want to come. But like, he didn't even want to do number 3, and like, but he was like, "Fine, I'll do it to like end it." And then he got dragged back for 4 and got forced to write the script.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Wait, he wrote it?
He wrote
the entire thing.
The only reason he came back was because he said, "I'll do it on the condition that you like let me come up with the plot," because he had that whole idea of Superman, the quest for peace, taking all the nukes and throwing them into the moon.
And then they just said, "Here, take the script."
So he like gave them that. That concept in itself is a good idea. You can make a good Superman film with that idea. But then they were like, "Oh no, we need fights. We need a villain. We need a nuclear man.
We need a love triangle as well."
Yeah, and I think once they started bringing that in, he detested it. Yeah, but he did. He got Gene Hackman back for it. Like, which was pretty much probably just because he was begging. He was like, "God, like, dude, I need you. This is terrible. Like we need something."
It sounded like an utter train wreck.
And yet, Superman 3 is also terrible. Superman 4 gets all the flack for like being the worst one, but like they were making a sequel to a film that really wasn't good, and it was a series that hadn't been good in over 5 years. Yeah, so
I said the thing is with Superman 4 and 3. Superman 4 actually tried.
It tried.
Superman 3 was just trying to be like too much like spoof.
We need Richard Pryor.
Yeah, we need it slapstick for some reason.
We're gonna make a comedy film and also throw Superman in there. Whereas Superman 4 had like it has all of the makings of like quite a good Superman film and the first one. It just didn't have the budget or the like right people to do it. And I think that's the sad thing, because Superman 3, it had all the money. It had all the potential, and yet they still fucked it up. Whereas Superman 4, they could have done it well.
There is potential, though.
There's potential there. If was it WB who made the first one? The big studio. If they had still been funding it, giving them the right amount of money, it could have probably worked. Also, there's a shot in Superman 4 where he's in Milton Keynes. I just want to throw that out. That's how cheap it is. Sorry. That's fine. I was just going to say, because that like basically, they didn't have any budget, and that's how you end up with a film where Superman is in Milton Keynes. He's not actually in there. But
I forgot the guy plays Christopher Reeves. He lived in.
The guy who plays Christopher Reeves.
Lived in.
The guy who plays Superman.
I'm so tired. Like doing two podcasts back to back, killing me.
Back to back is challenging.
But pretty much Christopher Reeves pretty much lived in England, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He loved it.
So I think it was easy to film in England.
It was cheap, and like you said, Canon had enough stuff over here that they could make it work.
And I also, the last thing I want to know is I love how that Superman franchise, like them first 4 ones, just make up superpowers. Like, he has Minecraft like creative mode at one point.
He builds the Great Wall of China. He looks at the Great Wall of China and it fixes itself.
Because
it's like
initially it was supposed to be like, I think it was on like the documentary for it, but it was supposed to be like him building it himself with like super fast. But instead he just stares at active its creative mode.
Because it's cheaper to basically like put a little stop motion Lego wall there and just have him look at it.
Blu-ray shooting at the Great Wall of China.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I want to talk about Masters of the Universe because I feel like if a new one came out, it'd be really fun to talk about this because holy crap, it's terrible. It is funny but terrible.
Yeah.
The Skeletor's like
Skeletor's amazing.
Yeah.
Once again, this is another thing which was fascinating. In the documentary, they'd like planned to have like a really cool like animatronic like an expensive Skeletor effect, and they just literally were like, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, you cannot do that. Get a mask.
Was this the film which got them bankrupt?
This was probably the one. It was the one that pushed them over the edge. The thing with Canon is you can't really say they ever made a film that made them bankrupt because they'd been bankrupt since the moment they started. They just would sell a film, get the money to make the film, and then they'd say they'd pay it back with the next film. But unfortunately, they ran out of films, and therefore they were like completely bankrupt.
Do you know what just reminded me of? Do you know that one thing of Leonardo DiCaprio at the door? Can I have some money, please? That's what reminds me of. That's Canon.
That's what they were like because they said that industry heads hated them because they'd just turn up and they'd be like wheeling and dealing and saying, we're going to make the fucking greatest movie ever made. And it's going to be like, Dolph Lundgren is a talking dog and like also he kills people with like, his tail. And they'd be like, what are you talking about? Like that's basically what the Canon, that's like, that was like their ethos. I mean, when they started, because one of the first things they made was, it was, a musical called The Apple about the story of creation. Who the fuck thought that was a good idea? Like it's unbelievable.
Right now you're seeing a real like crash out by Jake.
That's what I mean. So stuff like that. They were making like the most unthinkable films you could possibly make.
So funny because Masters of the Universe is legitimately
they were bleeding money and yet they just kept making them. And the MGM thing cracks me up as well because there's a thing where they partnered with.
Did they buy MGM?
No, they partnered with MGM.
Bloodsport was MGM.
Yeah. So MGM
they bankrupted them too.
MGM agreed to distribute Canon films, and they'd stopped because they said you just keep sending us terrible films. We cannot go on. Is
that why MGM got bankrupt and then got bought out by Sony?
It's entirely possible because in the 80s they literally just had to cut ties. And this guy who they're interviewing is so funny because you could tell he fucking hates Canon. He's visibly raging. He was like, they sent us these movies. They were all terrible. All these films are terrible. It's like that bit in, the bit in Ed Wood where like they're all like, oh, it's a masterpiece. It's amazing. She just comes in and it's like, these films are shit. You're making shit. That's basically what it was like.
I found it hilarious that I found it hilarious that out of every film they've made, to me, Masters of the Universe always sticks out because it's like not even accurate to the TV.
It's not even remotely
Orko is replaced with like a dwarf.
Is Orko a dwarf?
He's called oh,
it's
Christ.
not Orko, but like
it's not Orko, but he's called like oh fuck me. I was just talking about this with Billy like a week ago. I cannot remember his name.
Dave.
He's like a hideous thing as opposed to Orko. I mean the new movie had the right idea, not just keeping Orko out of it.
Yeah, he made like the one who tells the lesson.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fair. That's all he was
Skull
good
is
for.
a face, like if someone's a Skull, they're evil or something, which is really funny. That got
don't they give He-Man a gun for most of the film? I think
Adam doesn't exist.
Adam, there's no such thing yet.
No
Prince Adam.
Evil Lynn's is it really Evil Lynn?
Only Zool.
This is not the Prince Adam you're looking for.
Skeletor is very British.
Yeah. Well, I think Frank Langella, like his performance is pretty good, given he's not got much to work with, and he's like he's just got this like big daft mask.
I find it really
it's
funny.
So funny, man.
That, like Dolph Lundgren fucking hated it.
Oh yeah.
But then fucking the guy by Skeletor bloody loved it.
This is really stupid, but like one thing I really want to praise it. I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the podcast. This is like really weird, but. You know when 80s films specifically, have those really cool like effects of like electricity and energy and stuff, and it's like all drawn on. This movie has some great shots of that. I'll give them that. They must have put all of their budget into like, is that bit, where he gets the sword and he does the I have the power bit? Like that actually looks quite cool. I mean, it's not as cool as the cartoon, obviously, but it's probably the best they could have got.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of other things in the film where it's like, why did you do this? What's wrong with you? Courtney Cox is in this film.
What? Wait, what?
Courtney Cox is like
she's the female.
She's like the main character. It's her. It's like her and this other teenager. They're like the two like Earth brats basically who are like there to help them out. And then there's Principal Strickland from Back to the Future.
Yeah, I remember.
He's a copper in it, and he's like he's the only character who like makes any sense because he's just like these guys are fucking nuts.
Isn't most of the film enough? And then they go to Eternia at the fucking end.
They very briefly go to Eternia because it's a fucking canon film. They couldn't afford to go to Eternia.
It's the beginning at Eternia as well.
I think
very briefly.
Yeah, they show the fight with He-Man pissing off and going bye.
Yeah. The thing is, it's Eternia. It's probably just like one room. It's like this is one palace room in Eternia because this is all we can afford to build, and like they just didn't have the money. There's no way around it. I think that's the problem. If they had a decent budget and a decent script or just any semblance of
every single canon film.
It's just you could literally say that about every canon film.
Ends with it.
Apart from maybe Runaway Train and Bloodsport, I think you could basically.
You really need to watch Runaway Train.
I do, because I think that was a very rare one where they actually funded something that was probably worth funding, as opposed to we're going to throw $5 million to have Chuck Norris jump through a window or like something like that, you know.
So why do you think there's such a cult following for these films?
They were made on the sheep. They were sheep.
Well, I think for me, even though, as I have just said for like the past half an hour, that 90% of these are very bad.
Yeah.
I still respect them, and I like the fact that they just made stuff. They were just they really did try.
They weren't like, I think like Death Wish and everything was like, oh god, but like
oh my god. We haven't talked about. Is it Death Wish 3, the one where they like basically blow up the entire neighborhood and then they're like, we saved them, boys, and Charles Bronson's like, thank God for that. And it's like there's nothing left. It's like you've killed everyone.
Definitely. I remember like I'm getting distracted because
sorry, go on.
They were like with Death Wish 2 and stuff, at least it made like kind of commercial successes because they were at least trying to get the audience attention, because if you don't know, Death Wish 2 caused a whole lot of controversy.
Yeah, well, I think Death Wish 2 is quite universally hated because they like
there was a rape scene which was and then after that, like it's like the scene is so brutal that it made everything meaningless.
Well, apparently they said that that director was like a borderline like psychotic, like he was like a complete lunatic, and like they never ever wanted to go work with him again.
Pretty much the worst thing is she's crippled after that. She's fucking
it's unbelievable.
And then they kill the first girl from the second one.
I mean, okay, so that's the downside of these. I'll give them like I said, I'll give them
such a bad film.
I'll give them credit for trying to make as many good films as they can, but the downside is, especially when they first started, I think their whole philosophy was we're gonna do the cheapest movies we can, but we're gonna put stuff in that's gonna make them money, which is why you get so much nudity, you get violence. I mean, it's really like poor taste, and like, you know, but that was what they thrived on.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, I felt like was the idea.
Well, I mean, Life Force, the whole movie's basically like, it's like space vampires, but it's just like Matilda May topless, like wandering around.
What the hell?
That's like quite a lot of those films.
I need to watch more of these shite.
I mean, not because of that. Yeah, completely unrelated, I'm sure. But like, yeah, their whole philosophy was basic. It was like the complete opposite of progressive. It was just like we need.
It just sounds like
Cyborg was the same. They were like, just like, we need to make this movie R-rated. Just pour some blood and some tits.
Throwing some blood, throwing some tits.
What we need, kids love tits these days. Throw them.
That's basically what they did. They just were like, I'm sure they said Bo Derek fell out with them because she was making she was trying to make quite good films, and they said, yeah, but like you need to take your top off more, like it's not gonna sell. And she was, I mean, naturally she was like, fuck you guys, like, but they were like threatening her. They were like saying, we can take your farmhouse away from you, and so these guys were dickheads basically, but because they were so persistent dickheads, and because they made so many films, the reality is, when you make that many films, some good stuff is going to slip through the cracks, even if it's not that great. Like, as I've said, Bloodsport, I love that movie. It's not an Oscar-winning, particularly great film. Highlander is another great example. The Chuck Norris films. I think the thing is, like I was saying, because they knew that action sold, so they would get these martial artists fairly unheard of, so they'd be cheap. So Chuck Norris, all he had really done before they discovered him was Way of the Dragon.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my God, this guy fought Bruce Lee. Let's like make as many films as we can with him. And people will go see it, and they made a star out of him, you know.
Yeah,
so
it was like the point of like a few years after Way of the Dragon, like 1978, is when like they just started fueling so many action films with Chuck Norris.
And the whole ninja films, they made so many ninja films because somebody said, I'm sure it was like they just were like, oh, ninjas are cool, let's do that, and lo and behold, Ninja Turtles came out. But I mean that's the thing. They're cult because you just don't get films like that anymore. You don't get studios just cranking out cheap, terrible films.
You do occasionally get like a needle in a haystack with like Bloodsport and Highlander.
And that's the thing. Some of them are actually quite good. So
I think that's all the action B movies we've got time for today. Make sure to check out our Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook pages for more Cine Club podcast content and updates.
As always, this episode was recorded and produced by us, the Sunderland University students, as well as being engineered and edited by Emily Main. A special thanks goes out to Steve Cannon, Barbara Sadler, and Richard Berry. A reminder that our 3 Masters of the Universe this week have consisted of me, Jake,
me, Dion,
and me, Elliott. This has been a Cine Club production for Spark. Thanks for listening.